YouTube, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to part 3 of this Did You Know series. And this is the kicker right here. I want you guys to pay attention to this article. Boruto Manga reveals Naruto still has a key power. We'll get right into it right after this. Alright, guys, like I said, this is part 3. Chill. This is part 3, the final part of the whole discussion that I wanted to talk about of chapter 64 before chapter 65 gets in here in a couple days. Now, let's get into this article. Boruto Manga reveals Naruto still has a key power, brought to us by our good friends over at CBR.com. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Chapter 64 of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, reveals that the 7th Hokage is still able to tap into his power-enhancing Sage Mode. Recent battles have taken their toll on Naruto, but the latest chapter of Boruto, Naruto Next Generation, reveals that the Hokage is still capable of one of his key abilities. Now, warning, this is a spoiler for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, okay? Chapter 64, as follow. If you did not read that chapter, go ahead, get up off this video, go check that chapter out, and then you could come back. But for those that have already checked out the chapter, let's dive in. Fans have been left to wonder just how strong Naruto is now following the loss of Kurama during their battle with Ishiki Otsutsuki. Let's discuss the elephant in the room, okay? The nine-tailed fox that was initially a burden to Naruto during the early years of his life eventually became one of his greatest allies and sources of power. By tapping into the beast's near limitless reserves of chakra, the upbeat ninja was able to access powerful abilities and transformations, such as his most powerful form, Baryon Mode. In the latest chapter of the series, Naruto reveals to Shikamaru that he is still able to access his base Sage Mode, and moreover, he's actually learned how to stay in the form for a longer period than he could previously. The Hokage does not explain how he learned how to do this, merely attributing the power to the wisdom of age. We're going to talk about that right after this article. Bear with me. When Kurama died, many fans assumed that Naruto had lost access to the massive chakra reserves that he used for many of his trademark powers, such as his ability to create 1,000 shadow clones, or to shift into powerful forms such as his Nine Tails Chakra Mode or Six Paths Sage Mode. The new chapter suggests that assumptions might have been premature, as Naruto may have access to more of his old powers than previously suggested. The ninja is last seen rushing to aid Boruto and Kawaki, suggesting that readers will soon be able to see Boruto's dad in battle once again and get a more accurate picture of how powerful the former outcast still is. The next chapter of the series will be released on December 20th, okay? That is the end of the article. I will leave this link in the description below. Now let's talk, okay? Because the reason I made this 3 parts is because if you've been following since part 1, you will actually see that it ties into Sage Mode, okay? This whole Sage Mode. Now, they have been discussing that Naruto has to tap into some of his older powers. Now, it has already been debunked that Naruto and Sasuke no longer have Six Paths Sage power. Like, Six Paths power, I should just say. Six Paths power. It has been stated and confirmed they do not have that anymore. So, here's where I want to explain the whole wisdom of age situation. Let's dive deep, all Naruto fans, okay? Now, we remember Naruto gaining Sage Mode, okay? When he went to Mount Miyaboku, alright? Trained with the Toads. And you feel what I'm saying? Acquired perfect Sage Mode, okay? Naruto has acquired perfect Sage Mode, okay? Now, let's talk about that, okay? The fact that Naruto came in and was using Sage Mode ever since the Pain arc, came in, beat Pain, then we gotta learn something interesting, okay? Remember, The first time the Nine Tails and Sage Mode actually crossed powers was when Naruto was actually angry using Kurama's power, but he stabbed himself with the rod using Sage Mode. If you looked at his eyes, they were actually crossed without the orange chakra. If you guys remember that, okay? Now, that was the first time that those powers actually mixed, and we didn't even know that that was going to become a form, alright? Ever since Kurama allowed Sage Mode to be cooperative with his power, mind you, Naruto's used Sage Mode every time he goes into that form, whether it's Nine-Tail Chakra Link, you know what I mean, Nine-Tail Kurama Link, you know what I mean, whether it's Six Paths Sage Mode, you feel what I'm saying, or a Six Paths power period, he's always used Sage Mode with Kurama's power. And mind you, Naruto used Kurama's power when? All the time. And almost every battle that he really needed to, that we really seen him go hard, he's using Kurama and Sage Mode because it enhances his sensory abilities and his nature chakra, and it actually y'all know the story, man, I'm not getting into it. But at the end of the day, think about it. Naruto's been using Sage Mode for years, okay? It's not just like for example, who's to say that Jiraiya, when he first used the Sage Mode, he was doing normal capabilities. But then he started, as he got older, he started, you know what I mean, learning new sage tricks, this, that, and third. Who's to say? We don't really know. But Naruto, on the other hand, has been using Sage Mode all of his life. So I think this whole wisdom of age, this is what Naruto means. With age, with age comes the wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? With practice comes mastery. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where I believe Naruto went with that statement. And that's where I'm really excited to see exactly how enhanced Sage Mode really is. Because as y'all can tell, Naruto looking clean with just Sage Mode on. It's kind of weird not having Kurama with him, but let's see exactly what Sage Mode and what this wisdom of age is really about. And I hope they still have Six Paths power, but that's overstretching it. That's overstretching it. But let's bring it back. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Don't be afraid to hover and haunt that like button. Subscribe today to become part of the Soul Gang Team Nephilim. Let's get it. Tap that notification bell to know each and every time that I'm uploading videos. And guys, remember, to be good at the game, you gotta kill with skill. And until our next nightmare, guys, peace.